Club 33 is how the rich does Disney. It's an exclusive membership which allows members to have some of the most unique experiences, dine in the absolute best restaurants in the park, and people wait decades to join this exclusive club. Club 33 is located in Disneyland, California, and was the very first elite membership offering in the Disney parks. It actually opened up shortly after Walt's death. It's located in New Orleans, just up the walkway from Pirates of the Caribbean and the Blue Bayou. Before Club 33 existed, a VIP lounge which was similar to Club 33 without the need for an annual membership existed right beside the Blue Bayou. Club 33 was created by Walt Disney himself as a place where he can host company partners and other notable VIPs. He also just wanted a place where these invited guests can enjoy a drink at the park, and just some peace and quiet from the hustle and bustle of Disneyland. Due to the exclusivity of the membership, Disney does not post any information publicly, and members are advised to not share anything specific about the membership with the public. During my research, I was able to obtain the most information about Club 33 in regards to its Disneyland location in California, as that is the only location where guests are allowed to take pictures in. There is also a Club 33 location in Disney California Adventure called the 1901 Lounge, but members cannot take their guests to this location as guests are only allowed to go to the New Orleans location in Disneyland. I noticed when I was doing my research for this video, a lot of posts were posted by quote-unquote deleted users, which I'm assuming is to protect their identity. I also assume that a lot of these posts were posted by guests of members as well, because as I mentioned, members themselves are not allowed to disclose any information publicly about Club 33. There are multiple Club 33 locations throughout the world, but there's no shared membership option. If you want to access Club 33 in Disneyland and Disney World, you have to be a Club 33 member at both locations. There are tier levels of the membership, which is gold or silver, platinum, and executive membership options. The information on the prices of these memberships isn't easily accessible online, but from what I found, Disneyland's membership is currently $25,000 up front and a $10,000 annual fee. Disney World's Silver Club 33 membership is $33,000 upfront and a $15,000 annual fee. The Platinum membership in Disney World is $82,000 upfront and a $22,000 annual fee. But these prices that I was able to find online could actually already be outdated information. But the point is, these memberships are expensive. I mean, it's an elite club and you have to be hand selected to even become a member. You gotta pay a lot of money to consistently stay a member year after year. So you may be wondering, what are the benefits for Club 33 members? Why would someone pay this much money to be a part of a club at Disneyland? And most importantly, is it even worth it? Since Club 33 opened in 1967 until 2019 when Star Wars Galaxy Edge opened, Club 33 was the only place in the Disneyland park where you could purchase and consume alcohol. Although they've always had very strict rules about intoxication in the park, especially for their members. In fact, if a Club 33 member was found visibly intoxicated in the park, their membership may be revoked. Another perk of the Club 33 membership is that it includes VIP tours annually. The information online wasn't consistent in regards to how many VIP tours a member would be entitled to, but I believe this discrepancy is due to the various tier levels of the membership itself. From what I found, this could vary anywhere from 5 to 10 VIP tours a year. Alone, that's a value of anywhere from $17,500 to $80,000, as the price for the VIP tour itself does range seasonally. So if this is a service you would want to use anyways on your Disney trips, then maybe Club 33 is a right fit for you. Members also never have to pay for Lightning Lane Plus, Genie Plus, or any premium skip the line option. Every time they visit the park, the Lightning Lane option is preloaded on their Magic Band or annual pass, and they can go on as many rides as they want throughout the day. In addition, they also have access to VIP seating areas for all the shows, including the fireworks show. All members get a set number of annual passes, and there are no blackout dates. Depending on which tier of membership you have would determine how many annual passes you're able to get. Another huge benefit of being a Club 33 member is that each membership is entitled to a set amount of park hopper tickets annually to be shared with their friends and family. The amount of tickets again depends on their tier level of the membership, but from what I found, it could range anywhere from 50 to 100 tickets per year. A single park hopper ticket for Disneyland can range anywhere from $160 $169 to $281 per ticket. So on the low end, a Club 33 member who got 50 park hopper tickets annually, that is a value of $8,450. If we were to assume that each ticket was discounted since they were sold in bulk and was worth about $169 each. And for the Club 33 memberships that get 100 park hopper tickets a year on the low end, that would be a value of $16,900. In addition to everything I just said, these tickets would also include Lightning Lane for their gas. I mean, that's worth something, and I'm not even sure what dollar value to put on that because in some circumstances, guests won't be able to use this Lightning Lane. As part of the Club 33 agreement, members are supposed to accompany their guests to the park. If for some reason they can't, these tickets are just a standard park hopper ticket with no Lightning Lanes. Additionally, if the member does not accompany their guests, then their guests cannot get access to the exclusive Club 33 restaurants and lounges. Members, of course, get unlimited access to Club 33 exclusive restaurants and lounges, which are prestigious fine dining where you can have some of the best food on property. But the annual membership doesn't include the cost of your food, just the ability to access these restaurants and lounges. You still have to pay for your meal, a prefix 4-course dinner, which costs as much as $175 per person. From my understanding, all guests of Club 33 members are required to order the full prefixed offering, while members, on the other hand, can pick individual items off of the menu if they desire to. And from what I read, the bread at the lounge is supposed to be spectacular. They even offer a children's menu at the main restaurant, which is a 3-course prefix meal, and it costs $45 per child, not including a beverage. It could literally cost you $45 for your child to eat carrots and celery, buttered pasta noodles with Parmesan, and a brownie with a scoop of ice cream. But back to the adult menu, people say that the food is equivalent to Napa Rose at the Grand Californian, which is way more affordable at $150 per person, and it doesn't require a $10,000 annual membership fee. But even if you do go to the Club 33 dupe, you still won't be able to access that exclusive Club 33 merch. Yes, all Club 33 members and guests of members have access to the exclusive Club 33 merch, which can only be purchased in person when visiting Club 33 at Disneyland. The theming of this merch changes both periodically to highlight different Disney park rides, and also seasonal merch is added for the holidays, such as Christmas, Halloween, Mardi Gras, anniversaries, etc. For instance, at the time of this recording, Club 33 has exclusive Haunted Mansion merch to celebrate the 55th anniversary of the ride. And there's also Christmas holiday merch available now as well. The biggest regret of a lot of guests of members is that they didn't buy more merch, or they didn't buy multiple merch items when they visited Club 33. Because for a lot of those guests, visiting Club 33 is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Apparently at one point, Club 33 members used to have unlimited access to Walt's apartment and could stay there for as long as they wanted when they were at Disneyland. They were even able to use his bathroom whenever they wanted to. But over time, they roped off sections of the apartment and they changed this to a paid-for experience exclusively for Club 33 members. Many people stated that even the original furniture in Walt's apartments was removed and was replaced with replicas as guests were causing too much wear and tear to the original pieces. Another really cool Club 33 membership perk is members are able to ride the Lily Bell, which is Walt's personal car on the Disneyland Railroad train. Apparently, this was initially part of the membership, like a complimentary perk, but over time, again, they started to charge members $85 a person to ride the Lily Bell. It's hard to say whether or not this unlimited access to Walt's apartment and the ability to ride the Lily Bell without having to pay an additional fee is even true. Club 33 has never made any of their perks, benefits, rules, contract, or prices available for the public. So really, all we have to go on is what people say they have experienced as a current or previous Club 33 member or guest of a member. But currently, from what I found, both experiencing a ride on the Lily Bell or visiting Walt's personal apartment in Disneyland is available to Club 33 members for a fee. Although without a Club 33 membership, you can visit Walt's apartments via Walt's Main Street tour at Disneyland, which is a 90-minute tour and costs $160 per person. Plus, you need admission into the Disneyland park for the day of your tour. Club 33 members have access to exclusive special events and tours which are not available to anyone else. Like an example of this is having dinner inside the Haunted Mansion at the dining room table. Allegedly, this costs an additional $1,250 per member, and it is not available very often to the Club 33 members. Another example would be exclusive sneak peeks to ride rides prior to their opening day. Granted, pass holders and media can also have access to new rides before the opening date, but Club 33 members would have a less crowded experience before even media or pass holder previews. And apparently Club 33 members would have to pay a fee for this experience as well. All Premier members get complimentary valet parking at the Grand Californian, and all Gold and Silver members get complimentary self-parking at Mickey and Friends. All guests of all Club 33 members get complimentary self-parking at Mickey and Friends. And considering how expensive parking at Disneyland can be, the value of this perk alone could add up really fast. One benefit that very few would ever use in their lifetime is that you can have your wedding reception at Club 33, and you actually don't even need to be a member to do this, but you do need to know a member. I couldn't even begin to imagine how much this would cost, seeing how expensive Disneyland weddings already are, but hey, if that's something you want to do and you can afford it, I say go for it. And finally, what might be the top benefit of being a Club 33 member, which is looking down on all the people walking through New Orleans Square and feeling completely superior because you are in this very exclusive Disney cult club, and nothing can beat looking down at all of the peasants. So I know, these memberships sound amazing. There are so many benefits. It's clearly worth it if you can afford the price tag. But let's look at the flip side, the realty. What is the controversy of Club 33 and its members? This first one will probably come at no surprise. Many members or guests of members sell the exclusive Club 33 merch online. Prices at Club 33 for their merch are basically the same as regular merch, like an exclusive Club 33 Spirit jersey or a Loungefly backpack is the same price as a regular Spirit jersey or a regular Loungefly backpack. But the resale value could be hundreds of dollars more, sometimes even thousands of dollars more, depending on how rare the merch item is, how old it is, and how many other people are also selling it online. A Club 33 member could easily make a profitable side hustle by just reselling Club 33 exclusive merch online, which could even pay for the cost of their annual membership. I mean, you may even wonder why more members aren't already doing this. Well, it's because it's actually a violation of the Club 33 contract to resell your merch online. So most of the time, it's probably guests of members who are selling their exclusive Club 33 merch, but we can't really know for sure. And if you made it this far in the video, you know what? You might be thinking the exact same thing I was. It's giving cult. Like, you go through a whole job interview type process just to join, vetting to see if you are a fit to the culture. Club 33 was a place that was supposed to be private, a place that you could escape, and a place where you can get some peace and quiet from the parks. And more importantly, a place where you could have a drink. In the early days, even though pictures inside Club 33 were always allowed in Disneyland, Walt and the Imagineers could never anticipate how big the cult following of this club would get through social media. People who would never have known of its existence now make it their one life goal to experience Club 33 firsthand. People will reevaluate their entire lives, finances, future plans just to make it possible to experience the membership of Club 33, even if it's only for a year that they can make the finances work and afford the upfront costs and the annual membership fee. It's almost like they're willing to sell their soul. Anyways, in addition to reselling merch, allegedly members sell their park hopper tickets as well. They get about 50 to 100 complimentary park hopper tickets a year. Apparently, this is also a breach of the Club 33 contract. In addition to that, Club 33 members are also responsible for all of their guests and their behavior, because these tickets will be linked to the Club 33 member. And if the guest causes any trouble, the member can actually have their memberships revoked. So this is more or less a conspiracy at this point, and a lot of people don't believe that it's actually true that a Club 33 member would risk their membership just to make some extra money on the side. They think that it'd be too risky for the member to do this, and a lot of people just don't think that a member who can clearly afford paying a $10,000 membership fee would really even need this money. But hypothetically, if they did choose to still resell these tickets, they could be profiting thousands of dollars a year, depending on how many tickets they sold and how much they sold these tickets for. I mean, think of it. If you had trusted family members that were willing to buy discounted tickets from you because you are a Club 33 member, you could make some good money there. Another controversy in just the way that the club controls their members is not allowing them or their guests to take any videos at Club 33 in Disneyland.
So you guys can definitely take pictures and any photographs
Pictures are okay as long as you don't take pictures of other guests who are not in your party, and no pictures in the bathroom, which the no bathroom photos is a Californian law, and that's kind of just common sense, but they do take that rule very, very seriously at Club 33. Rebel Wilson was previously kicked out of the club for breaking this rule. When Club 33 first began in 1967, pictures were allowed because really, they only thought that maybe close friends and or family would be seeing those photos. Now, with how media is shared, the pictures are spread worldwide, online, and can ruin the exclusivity and the privacy of the experience for other guests. So when Disney decided to make additional Club 33 locations in the other theme parks outside of California, they enforced a very strict rule. Videos and pictures were not allowed at any of the other Club 33 locations in Disney World, Tokyo Disney, and Shanghai Disney. You can see pictures of people posing at the front entrance door, but what's beyond that door is only exclusive to members and their guests. The Club 33 contract itself gives me the ick. Just the fact that there are a lot of rules in the contract, and it's even a breach of the contract to discuss the rules with non-members, is very controversial. I mean, if you were in a relationship with someone who told you that anything they said or did, you can't tell anyone else, I mean, it's pretty safe to assume that you're in a pretty toxic, controlling relationship, and you might consider leaving that person, for your better mental health and stability. But when Club 33 does the exact same thing, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's exclusive. As part of the Club 33 contract, public intoxication is forbidden, and if any members are found to be intoxicated within the parks, their membership may be revoked. This also applies to how the members' guests act. If they break rules or cause issues, they could cause the members' Club 33 membership to be revoked as well. For that reason, it's very important that members let their guests know about the rules ahead of time and only invite guests that they can trust would follow these rules. I feel like that's a bit controversial because now you can purchase alcohol all throughout the Disney parks, and I don't feel like they implement that rule for regular guests, but this rule may still exist for Club 33 members. I cannot confirm or deny if this rule is strongly enforced, and if they break this rule, they will still today have their memberships revoked. But prior to when alcohol was served everywhere in the park, I know it was a bigger deal then. So there you have it. That is Club 33. The good, the bad, and the controversial. Is experiencing Club 33 on your bucket list? For me, it seems like something fun and exciting to experience if given the opportunity, but I wouldn't see the value to become a member myself. I experienced the park in a very fast-paced, no time to rest type of way. Rope drop to park closing every single park day is my motto. But hey, maybe my older years of life, I will have a different outlook about it. But let me ask you, how many times have you walked through New Orleans, been to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, or even watched Fantasmic and had absolutely no idea that just beside you lays the most exclusive Disneyland club? A place where celebrities might also be watching Fantasmic with you.